It's okay. I won't hurt you.
And that was the trailer for the live action How to Train Your Dragon. I am glad they didn't make the dragon look real. Like
Smaug?
Like Smaug.
Yeah.
And they gave him, they didn't do the ugly Sonic treatment. And, we'll watch another trailer just after this, just to compare and contrast where the Uncanny Valley is. But good to be back. Welcome back to Shop Talk Movie News, our number 74th installment. Man, time flies. This year, I swear, I went to bed and it was like February, and now it's like Christmas. What the heck?
Dude, I don't know what has been going on, man. This year has flown by. Like, the fact that we're in December, like, I know it's the first week of December, it feels like we're already in week 3 and Christmas is yesterday. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's been bananas, but not a whole lot has been going on in the movie world. But we'll talk about it. But that was How to Train Your Dragon. I think Gerald Butler comes back.
Gerard Butler, he reprises his role as Hiccup's dad.
Yeah.
And I don't know the dad's name, but I'll say this. I'm going to say it. They did such a good job with the last movie, like in terms of animation, that the CGI they're using right now, I don't know if it looks any different, and it's been a long time since I've seen these movies, but still, I'm a huge fan, and I'm just confused as to why it was even a thing, man. They didn't have to do this.
Oh, a live action movie?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm going to watch it. Duh.
Well, what's funny,
I don't think they had to do it.
Well, what's funny is that at least they waited a few years for like the next generation, right? Meanwhile, Moana 2 comes out a week ago or so. Yeah. And they're already filming the Moana 1 live action remake. And I don't know if you can see these pictures here of from sniper cams.
Dwayne Johnson over here.
Yeah, wearing his body Popeye suit, his tatted up Popeye suit. And yes, he has confirmed that it is a body suit. So I don't know if
it has to be. There's no way he can't get that big.
Yeah.
It'd be crazy.
So the Scorpion King has gone full circle from CGI monstrosity to rubber monstrosity.
I don't know, man. I am not looking forward to that movie. That looks... again, when they announced that one, I was like, this has got to be a joke. There's no way. I was like, didn't Moana just release like in, what was it, 2017 or something like that? When did that movie come out? When did Moana release? 2016.
2016.
Not even 10 years. And we're getting a Moana live action.
Yeah.
Not even with the main actress, by the way. The same actress who just did the voiceover again and reprised her role for Moana 2. I don't know how to say her name, but she wasn't even considered for the live action Moana, even though I'm pretty sure she could have fit the age they were looking for.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm glad that they waited enough time, at least with How to Train Your Dragon. At least the dragon doesn't cross the Uncanny Valley. But let's watch this trailer now, which a lot of people are complaining. What's one flop too many for Disney, you think?
Dude, man, I have no idea. There is no company too big to fail, and they have been hitting their face and just pushing along with their feet on that ground, man. That is a dumpster fire.
It looks bad. And their big, was it 50th or 100th anniversary movie was Wish.
And Wish, like,
did you
my
see
kids
Wish?
love Wish. It wasn't bad. It takes a few watches to like enjoy it, but here's the thing with Wish. You have to know Disney lore and like all like the inner workings, because there are nods to so many different movies, be it with the color palette, the different music, the visual cues.
Well, Wish
you needed to know too much.
Wish was supposed to be more of a prequel to this movie, I think. Also, isn't Chris Pine's character supposed to be the mirror in the end?
Dude, probably.
I don't know, but
I haven't seen it since I saw it in theaters, man. Or whenever the heck I watched it. I think I saw it at home.
I saw it and it just was just really bleh, like it's really flat.
Yeah,
this movie
was very flat. It was weird hearing Chris Pine sing.
So yeah, almost as bad as Jared Butler's Phantom. By the way, which is on Amazon Prime now, so I might go back and revisit.
Nice,
that monstrosity.
My wife loves that movie. So
the Phantom with
the Phantom of the Opera. I don't know if it's that one specifically, but she does love the Phantom of the Opera, and one day I will take her to watch the show.
Yeah, the show is good. The when you get a real opera singers to do it, not just Patrick Wilson from The Conjuring playing Raoul.
Well, dude, man, but back to this nonsense that is Snow White, and there is, man, so much to say, so much not to say, so much that this movie is not doing for anybody.
Yeah,
I did read somewhere that one of the Imagineers, or I think it was one of the Imagineers or Disney Imagineers, was just like, this movie, you guys got to boycott it. Like it should not be released.
Yeah, they ought to, what's it called? They ought to Batgirl.
They ostracized little people, man.
Yeah, this movie is so wrong. They ostracized everyone from what I hear. Now, was it just me, or was he dressed like Indiana Jones for like half of that?
Dude, yeah, I was going to say, I was like, he is Indiana Jones incarnate over here. And dude, he is 62 years old.
Yeah.
He's just proving to us that he can run forever.
Yeah, he's doing the T1000 run when Robert Patrick was in his 30s or late 20s. I don't know how young he was, but now, man, we got Tom Cruise with a slightly old face doing all kinds of crazy old stunts.
Let's see how old Robert Patrick is. Dude, Robert Patrick is 66.
How old was he
looks
during T2?
Let's see.
My guess he was like 29. He's either 29 or early 30s.
Let's see. So 91. So what is that? 33 years?
So he was 33. Okay. So early 30s, Tom Cruise still doing the T1000 run off an airplane, and
dude, and just booking it, man. That guy's sprinting. I'm over here like, if I sprint too fast, I'll get shin splints.
Yeah, your bones will separate.
Only 37, man.
That's no fun. No fun at all. But I don't know, these Mission Impossible movies. This is part 2 of Dead Reckoning 1, and it reminds me of it came out the same.
The Reckoning Near.
Yeah, it came out the same year as Triple X, whatever, like, because of the 10th one, and that was a part. Oh yeah, that was a part 1 also. But like, I don't know if the sequels ever coming out for that one too. Usually, if there's a part 1, part 2, you try to have them like 1 year apart, so people don't forget that you got to watch the first one. So I don't know. I'm always very aggressively not interested in Mission Impossible movies. They just
I was until the Reckoning. The first one, I fell asleep. That's the first Mission Impossible movie that put me to sleep fast.
Well, for me, like, the first Mission Impossible movie came out and it was just like so boring. And then the second,
I love that, man. That was true noir though. It was like real espionage stuff, like slow, steady, fun.
Here's the thing though. I maybe grown up me would have liked it a little more, but then Mission Impossible 2 is so bad also. In the other direction, I remember like there was a transition where a girl was like dancing across the screen and it was going with transitions. I'm like, what's happening here? And it was
that was John Woo. I think Thandie Newton came out in that one, and we have a bunch of random big names in that movie. And it was like the coolest thing was when Tom Cruise did the front stoppy thing on his motorcycle, and everybody lost their minds. I remember I watched it in theaters.
The front stoppy wheelie.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. We'll see.
It's a tough watch now. It's a very tough watch.
I feel like next year's 2025 is going to be kind of a weird year for movies. So far, the only movie that I'm really looking forward to in 2025 is actually Mortal Kombat 2. And even that was pushed by a year. So Carl Urban is Johnny Cage.
Man.
That'll be fun. It was, they finally said,
I forgot about that.
Yeah. They said it's rated R, so that's good. But speaking of the 2025 lineup, Disney has said that they are pulling Blade out of it. So that movie has officially been exited from production. For all of you who have seen Deadpool and Wolverine, you'll know why Ryan Reynolds is champion Wesley Snipes to return as Blade in one final Logan-esque Blade movie, which would be badass.
So good. And that would be a hard rated R.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. We'll talk about that stuff. And then in other kind of Disney adjacent news, the producer of the X-Men movies, Simon Kinberg, is going to work on a new Star Wars trilogy. And I think I saw an IGN article that says, stop announcing Star Wars movies and make one.
Yeah, man. This is like... And the thing is, you have what is it? Apparently right now, the new Star Wars show, Skeleton Crew, I have yet to see it. I'm going to watch it. I've been waiting to watch it with my kids. Apparently it's doing good. It apparently is exciting people because it reminds them of Andor. And it's wholly original. It's that big old swashbuckling space adventure that Steven Spielberg so epically told Lucas way back in the day. So it's pretty cool that this is coming, or this is out and people like it.
Here's the thing. They're saying this is like a Goonies kind of thing. Goonies, which kids adventure.
Which I'm all about, man. I love it. Coming of age, freaking Star Wars. Let's do it.
But I think I'm done with Star Wars. And I know a lot of people say that, right? But I really haven't seen, I saw The Last Mandalorian just because I'm kind of invested in the story, right?
Yeah.
But I haven't seen Andor because I don't like Rogue One. I've never seen the Clone Wars to begin with. And,
oh, man. Yeah. Clone Wars is so good.
And then whatever else they put out. Oh, I never saw Ahsoka because I feel like even though Anakin, Darth Vader is in it, I still can't get on board on that one. I don't know. That was enjoyable,
but the thing is, it's so much has become canon. It's kind of hard to track. You have to watch the Bad Batch. It's another animated one.
Yes, that's another one that
3 seasons, by the way. And I saw every single episode, all during flights, which was a fantastic way to watch them.
It's in the air,
but. Yeah, just in the air. You have no distractions. Made sure I didn't turn on the internet, and it was great. The show was produced well. It's fun. It really lets you dive into all the clones. So I don't know. That was me. But new Star Wars stuff is tough. I couldn't tell you anything that happened in 7, 8, and 9 at all.
Somehow Palpatine returned, and that's all that happened in 7, 8, and 9.
All right. Yeah, and there was a fleet of wedges, black wedges.
Yeah.
In a misty sky.
I don't know where they produced these, how they got enough material to make a bajillion Star Destroyers in space.
Mega Star Destroyers, kind of like they did in Star Trek? Was it the first Star Trek, or was it I think it was the second one where they made the anti-Enterprise, the giant.
Freaking, the Vengeance.
Yeah,
it was just Peter Weller made that ship all on his own on Mars. Just him and Benedict.
Yeah, I bet he did.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
A shoebox and a string.
In a dream. Shoebox, string.
All he did was Yokan.
Yeah. Oh man, that movie. Oh, J.J. Abrams, was he? Did they give up on J.J. Abrams? Is he not making anything anymore?
I don't think he's doing anything. But let me see, J.J. Abrams. I'm actually just typing. What happened to J.J. Abrams? And that people have actually queried that. Let's see. J.J. Abrams' career has had both ups and downs, including a period of apparent decline and a recent return to prominence. Yeah, that was the AI
Jacob Abrams
on Google.
Whatever happened to that guy? So speaking of
Jacob Abrams,
of what happened to that guy's Elwood Edwards, the AOL "You've Got Mail" guy, has died. So
whoa.
I don't know if he was voice acting.
God, I feel old.
You've got mail.
Dude, I saw, what was it? I saw somebody posted a meme, and it was of the comedian. Oh my God, who's that? He's a lanky, skinny guy. He's
lanky, skinny guy?
He's with Olivia Munn. Who is what? I always forget his name.
Lanky, skinny guy. Conan O'Brien?
No, John Mulaney. My goodness, John Mulaney. John Mulaney. He was Spider Pig.
Yeah.
And a bunch of other things. And what is it? He said somebody asked me what my age was, and he said, I remember a time where I actually called Blockbuster Video on a landline.
Dude, I used to work at Hollywood Video across from Blockbuster Video.
That's crazy, man. I'm pretty sure I went to that one.
Yeah,
We're going and getting
that was a good
popcorn and everything. It was good times.
I'm gonna drive to Seattle this weekend. I'm considering stopping at the only Blockbuster. So
I would do it.
Yeah,
do a whole vlog about it. It'd be great.
Oh yeah, that's right. We have a show on YouTube. I need to
look at that.
I need to get on that. Penny's getting angry at us.
Dude, she's like, get on it, guys.
Yeah.
It's been a while. Sorry, Penny.
In other sad news, Tony Todd has died at 69 also. He was the Candyman, but he was also the voice of... no, he was only the voice, but he played the coroner in the Final Destination movies. And if you saw him, he's got a really big, booming voice. And he plays a lot of characters. So he will be missed. He played Worf's brother on Star Trek. And he played a lot of the... like you said, he was even in the Candyman remake also. Yeah,
he was.
So check him out.
Nightmare fuel.
Yeah. And I think I have one more sad news, which is almost sadder than all those deaths. Apparently, there's a movie called Kraven the Hunter coming out.
Oh, man. Talk about forgetful.
Dude, it comes out like Friday. Like it's coming out something like that. It's coming out like soon. And this wet fart of a movie. They keep pushing it, and here's the thing: they put Madam Web like in between it. Like no one knew Madam Web was coming, but everyone knew.
Oh, dude, Madam Web. It just reminds me of all the other bad stuff. Just a fart spray.
Well, that's wet farts here. Okay. So here's the thing: I saw Venom 2, and Venom 2 just sort of went. Like it happened and it came and went to my eyes and into my brain, and we even did a show on it. I just remember thinking like nothing happened in this movie. It was so bad.
It was weird.
The only thing I liked about that was Venom jumping from person to person, and then the person he was jumping on was screaming or something. Like that was funny. But Woody Harrelson was in it. I don't know what happened.
Oh right, what? He was Carnage.
Yeah.
Oh man, he was Carnage. Woody Harrelson was.
But Madam Web came out, and I saw that, and that was horrible. Like, it was just a bad movie.
Not just that. What do we have? We had the other one. I always forget the guy's Morpheus? Not Morpheus.
Morbius.
Oh, my God. Morbius.
Oh, my God. That did come out.
We did a video on that one, too.
I think someone on YouTube called this I think this has something to do with Spider-Man, I think, verse. Because... That's what the Vulture said to Morbius at the end of the movie.
Where would Spider-Man go?
I think this has something to do with Spider-Man, I think.
He's been on spring break. That's every time they film these movies.
Yeah. And then Venom 3 came out like 2 weeks ago. And that was another like...
What?
Yeah, these movies just kind of like acid reflux. I forgot that
movie came out.
It came out. The final Venomverse movie or Spider-Man, I think, movie came out. I don't know. And going back to Kraven the Hunter, which also comes out like tomorrow, apparently.
On the 13th, yeah. December 13th, 2024, for future reference.
Director J.C. Chandor, I hope it doesn't stand for Jesus Christ. This movie did badly. He said, people have got to give us a chance and come out and support this film and literally try and wash away some of the other stuff that's happened. Give our film a chance.
You know what I'm going to give a chance to? That's way better than all of that. Is Fallout 2 season 2 is actually started filming.
Yes,
thank goodness.
Yeah, I liked Fallout. I like Walton Goggins. I like him as the ghoul, like a ghoul cowboy in the future.
Man, I'm all for it.
What was the other one that just came out that we missed? The other wet fart of a movie that came out recently. Oh, it's not Fallout, but it's like the other one.
The other one.
It was the other like post-apocalyptic world game. Oh my God! Starring Cate Blanchett and Jamie Lee Curtis. Just imagine the trailer and poster to Fallout, but with Cate Blanchett and Jamie Lee Curtis, and it's another video game adaptation.
Man, I couldn't even.
Do you know what I'm
tell you?
Here, I can't. Here, I'm gonna start typing it, and we'll see. We'll see if Google can figure out here. Video game movie with Kate Blanchett and
Borderlands.
Winner, chicken dinner. Yeah, that movie was another wet fart of a movie that came and went. So I say this was
what a nightmare.
This year was kind of a strange year for movies. I think what happened, because that's really all the news I got. Do you got any news?
Upon looking up most recent post-apocalyptic movies, actually one just came up. Or is it called Arcadian with Nick Cage? It's a horror movie that just released.
Yeah, I think Nick
it's
Cage, available
to stream on AMC Plus if you're wondering.
And they say Nick Cage is still going to be a noir Spider-Man or Spider-Man noir, whatever. And
it's currently filming. I don't know if they're in post, but it is filming. Speaking of which, I do have one more bit of news, Star Wars related. The Mandalorian and Grogu has wrapped filming. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
It's supposed to release in 2026. I'm pretty excited about that.
I think nowadays I kind of wait for the reviews for the Star Wars stuff because I'm so disillusioned by.
Oh, hey, guess what? We're in that world, so wait for our review.
Yeah, that's right.
2026.
And I think what happened was because of the writer's strike, like a year's worth of production has halted. So now we're catching up.
Yeah.
To what would have come out last year.
Speaking of things that have come out, you ready to get to these quick take fast reviews that will hopefully not spoil anything for everyone listening?
I don't know. That drop didn't really quite fit. But yes, we have some reviews to catch up on, and believe it or not, we've just been really busy. So we're going to do some kind of quick reviews on these. And I'm going to start. We'll start with Deadpool and Wolverine, directed by Sean Levy. When faced with the erasure of his universe, Deadpool must traverse space and time to bring a fallen hero back from the dead.
Oh man, F words and the wrong Captain America. That wasn't Captain America.
Okay, did you see this one in theaters?
I have 2 4K projectors at home, so I felt like I watched it in theaters.
Yeah, this movie was a spectator sport in theaters. I'll tell you what. Whenever anything happened, like when the variants of Wolverines came out, people went crazy in this. But I actually really liked it. I think some people were saying it's just sort of like a mess story and a buddy thing. This is a movie that I've actually seen like 10 times already. Because it's the movie you can leave on and just kind of enjoy.
It's a great formula.
So I actually think it may not. I think Deadpool 1 was like a better made movie. Deadpool 2 was almost kind of fun but forgettable. This one is the most fun out of all 3 of them. And
I agree.
And I'm glad Hugh Jackman is back. So I think we'll probably see him in at least one more adventure after this. And I also like where they brought what they brought back with them. And I think what they've done will echo in eternity in this one, if you know what I mean. But I am going to give this one a B+. It's just a lot of fun, a lot of cameos, a good Deadpool movie. So definitely check it out. Don't buy with the haters. I thoroughly enjoyed this one.
Yeah, no, I'm going to agree with you right there. I'm going to also give this one a B+. And it's a superhero movie that didn't let you down. It was exactly what Deadpool is. You don't watch Deadpool for the story. You watch Deadpool because you know he's the merc with the mouth. And my God, Ryan Reynolds absolutely delivers. And that merc with the mouth, that bled over into Wolverine's character. Hugh Jackman just came in and you swear these guys hate each other in real life, but man, it was fun. It was fun, and I would definitely recommend it. And just like Marcus said, you can turn it on and just let it play. It is on Disney Plus now, so if you have managed to dodge all of the news for it, by all means, put it on. Walk around your house, enjoy it.
Yeah, and then here's a quick spoiler notes. I'm going to say my favorite line in this movie. There's only ever been one blade, and there's only ever going to be one blade. Meanwhile, Deadpool looks at the camera and like his eyebrows go up. Because
I'll just say my favorite spoiler line.
Yeah.
Mon ami.
Oh, dude, that's what I say. If you saw this movie in theaters, people were laughing so hard. This guy, boys, I came out of my daddy's dick wet. What?
Absolutely nuts, man. This movie was off the wall fun.
And Ryan Reynolds is just like, I'm going to be as gentle as I can. Who is your acting coach? The Minions? And I
want to say, please watch this movie. I'm telling you.
Channing Tatum, he's like, because they make fun of the thing because of the reveals, but it works on so many levels. You keep watching these jokes, just like, I saw it over again with the subtitles, and like one of them was Channing Tatum.
They land, man.
Channing Tatum as Gambit. I don't know if I ever even existed.
Man,
so funny,
that's so good.
But anyway, let's get on to the next big movie of the year. Beetlejuice, directed by Tim Burton. 3 generations of Dietz women must face off against their own personal complications with death, while a soul-sucking witch has a vendetta against her honest bio-exorcist ex-husband. Okay, so I really liked Beetlejuice. And this is 2 is another movie that I've probably seen a million times already. And Michael Keaton hasn't lost a step as Beetlejuice. He stepped into that role 30 years later and hasn't missed a beat.
Yeah, man. If anything, this guy's gotten funnier as time progresses. He is like wine. And it's better with time. It's funny because
Beetlejuice and Lydia both have not aged. like Winona Ryder still looks good. Like she does look like an older woman, let's say, but she plays the character like she played 30 years ago, and I could see the progression. And I think the inclusion of Jenna Ortega as their daughter really injects some life. And that's there's a lot of like haters who are saying like, oh, this movie is too much like Wednesday, or I don't know what they want. I
don't know, man.
And I remember thinking, maybe it's not like as scary as the first one. Then again, I saw the first one when I was like 5 years old in theaters, right? So I can imagine a man sticking his hand up his throat, coming out the back of his head, and he opens up his face or whatever, and turning into a monster, thinking that's scary. And I was thinking this one maybe not as scary. There's a main character who's only half a body. Like he's a torso walking with blood shooting out of him.
Yeah.
He's a main character.
The practical effects were awesome.
Yes, they were all practical. They were all cool. There was stop motion. There was actual like Nightmare Before Christmas stop motion in this movie.
Yeah. Dude.
Oh, and I remember thinking like, the first one had musical numbers. This one had musical numbers. It makes sense. There's just so much to this movie that I like. And then there's a dead cat lady where her cats are eating her in the netherworld. There's a I want to speak to your manager moment. And who does she call? Things like that. This movie works on a lot of levels. And I think this is actually Tim Burton's best movie since Sleepy Hollow, which is kind of sad.
Dude, I will agree, man.
Well, he also made Big Eyes. So if you could ever see Big Eyes, it's the only Tim Burton movie that's not a Tim Burton movie, but it is directed by Tim Burton. So check that one out. But Beetlejuice, check it out. Jenna Ortega. There's the Cake in the Rain number. This movie is just bananas. I'm thinking I'm probably gonna watch that tonight. Now that I think about it, since I like it so much. But I'm gonna give it an A. It's just a great movie. I'm looking forward to Beetlejuice Cubed. So
yeah, man.
See how it goes.
Dude, I'm right there with you. I'm gonna give it an A also, and now it's just become a Halloween staple in my home because it just hits everything that's nostalgia. If you remember the first movie, and if you've seen the first movie, you watch this one and you're just like, it feels like they were recorded just a few years apart. It's done so well. And, and the characters age in real time. That's why you have Jenna Ortega showing up as a teenage daughter, because everybody's gotten old. And man, the nods to all other Tim Burton movies in this thing were great. The stop motion, it's an adventure, and I'm just glad it didn't take place in Hawaii. It did great.
Yeah, they
watch it.
They made a legitimate sequel to this movie. It wasn't a rehash of the first one. It was a legitimate continuation. So some quick spoiler notes. I like it how Beetlejuice's business is booming. Like, remember in the first one, it was just him in an office being a bioexorcist.
Yeah.
Now he's got a whole.
He's got staff.
He's got a staff of okay. He's got a staff of shrunken head guys, including Bob, and then he has an operator and the operator is like a haunted mansion ghost, putting in the patches everywhere. So he's doing well, and there's also like a background story about like the like if you read the newspaper, it says like there's a bureaucracy there. Like there always was the people who work for the government. Where if you commit suicide, you become a civil servant. But now it's saying like people are becoming civil servants even though they didn't kill themselves. So there's like riots and stuff. So I could imagine like the third one building on like all this stuff that's happening like, in the background.
I'm ready, man. Because it goes Beetlejuice. I mean, man.
That's why I say that it should just be Beetlejuice cubed with the 3 on the top, like Alien 3.
That'd be great.
I don't know. I really liked it. So definitely check it out. And all you haters, I don't know what you guys want. And then the next one, Alien Romulus, directed by Fede Alvarez. A group of workers on a faraway planet devise a plan to escape their employment contracts by looting a seemingly abandoned ship in orbit. Okay, I also like this one. Now this movie did really well. I think it did better than like it definitely did better than every like Alien movie recently. Fede Alvarez is a great director. He directed the Evil Dead remake and also Don't Breathe. And this one here, it was actually like a straightforward, like it one place it went where the Alien movie hasn't gone is slasher mode. Usually Alien movies are, it's hard to describe, professionals that have to deal with this. Yeah. So like the first one, they were like truckers, but they were like, for lack of a better term, mature people, And aliens, they're Marines. The next one, they're prisoners. Just the mature people deal. This is the first one where they're youths dealing with youthful problems, in an Alien movie. And also talking about Beetlejuice, practical effects.
Yes.
This movie had badass practical effects.
Anytime any movie involves it, it's an automatic like B for me. But man, when they do it as well as this one did, I'll get there. But you carry on. Yeah,
this movie definitely brings the edge back to the Alien franchise, and also a lot of the. So, like, I was also thinking about this and Prey, where there was the Alien and the Predator universes, where they both were kind of like stale, but then Prey was so good. It came out during the pandemic, so I was kind of sad that I didn't get to see it in theaters. But man, seeing this in theaters was pretty badass. And I don't know, just the callbacks to the older Alien movies.
The music was haunting. Oh man, it was so good. The soundscape alone was fantastic.
Yeah, and I can't wait to the next one. But we'll talk a little more in the spoiler part. But I'm going to give it an A. Just check it out if you're a fan of horror, fan of Fede Alvarez, and definitely like Ridley Scott's influence, because he was definitely a producer on this one. Just great photography. This movie looks great, and it is scary. And the thing about the Alien movies, there's a lot of like sexual subtext in this one. Man, does it kind of peak,
crazy, man.
It kind of peeks its way out in this one in multiple ways. But check it out.
Yeah, no, I'm going to give this one an A, man. It lived up to all the previous Aliens for me, and it surpassed, like, it felt like I was watching the original Alien movie. It was so good, so visceral. The sound, the immense dread. It was a treat to watch. And if you're lucky enough to have a Dolby Atmos projector like myself, hey, man, watch it in the darkness and put some AirPods on or some good headphones. That movie will get you. enjoy it.
But just getting into some of the spoilers, this movie is kind of like Prometheus from another perspective. If you remember Prometheus, a group of explorers find an alien planet where something bad happened, right? This movie, the group of teens or youths find a ship where something bad happened in a lot of the same way. And I feel like this movie was supposed to be a direct continuation to the last one. I think what happened was the android that they find was supposed to be Michael Fassbender. And that's why they superimposed Bilbo's face on him. Ian Holm was the murder robot from the first one, and they brought him back from the dead to be the murder robot in this one. But I loved it how they brought back the Prometheus goo and all the different storylines.
That was intense.
They tied it all back together, and it's funny because there was another one, Alien Resurrection, which a lot of people said it was the worst one from 1997, where it had a lot of the similar plot points where they're trying to get from one end of the ship to the next.
Yeah.
There, at the end, they fought the newborn, which is when the alien queen gave birth to an alien.
That was crazy, man.
This one, there was the offspring, which is the other way around, where a woman gave birth to an alien. It was awesome. Check out the monsters in this movie. But in the next one, man, I want to see an alien queen again. I can't wait to see that thing lay eggs. Yeah, right. This movie was I think this one would have been a lot of fun to see in 3D also. Even though I hate 3D movies, I will call out scenes. Oh, this would have been great in 3D. There's a 0G scene in this. That would have been. That was good filmmaking because it threw me off. It was really good, and the other thing was for all you Super Alien fans, one of the callbacks in this one is when they actually get the alien from the first movie that starts the whole thing over again. It's the same alien from the first movie. But in the background, if you watch it, you can actually see Ripley's escape pod so they captured the alien and they captured Ripley's escape pod. And then as the ship was being destroyed, it dislodged itself and floated out into space. So if you see Aliens, which is the next movie chronologically, James Cameron's Aliens, she was lost in space for 57 years. That's because the company intercepted all the wreckage, including the escape pod, put it on the Romulus, and then it was destroyed, and the escape pod was just jettisoned with everything else back into space, and that's why she was lost in space for 57 years. And do you have any other quick notes on that? Because we got
No, go ahead, man.
And I guarantee you, Ridley Scott, he said, somewhere we got to tie these movies together. What was the name of the ship in this latest Alien movie we just reviewed?
Romulus.
And then there's a scene where they talk about the Romulus and the Remus as they have the she-wolf feeding the two brothers. Where else have we seen this imagery in the last couple of weeks? The Gates to Rome. Gladiator 2, directed by Ridley Scott.
Yes, we did. It was right there. They panned right to it. Yeah,
the exact same image. The Romulus and the Remus, and then the guy even says, the Romulus and Remus, they were raised by wolves and jettisoned from the world. And here we are.
That's freaking cool, man.
So I don't know if that's got to be a Ridley Scott like.
It has to be. There'd be no other way.
But anyway, Gladiator 2. Let's see here. Two temperamental emperors are threatened by a soldier turned gladiator when his wife and civilization are destroyed by the Roman army. So this one was a lot of fun. I enjoyed this one. I feel like so Ridley Scott, probably one of the better directors around. And the thing about Ridley Scott is he keeps making movies. They're not all hits. Like James Cameron, every movie he makes changes the game, right? Every second or third movie Ridley Scott makes is a lot of fun. Is really good. Yeah. He's made so many good movies. I didn't see them all. I didn't see The Martian. Yeah. I need to go back and watch The Martian. I think I just hate Matt Damon.
You get lucky and kind of miss them. I did see The Martian. That movie was actually pretty good.
Yeah. I think what happened was I really wanted to see it. And I found out he was in... Matt Damon was also... I saw... What was the next one? And he was in as an astronaut, Lost in Space. Directed by Christopher Nolan. Oh, man.
Interstellar.
Interstellar. Dude, yeah.
That movie was good.
Yeah. So I'm just thinking like Matt Damon, Lost in Space guy. So Ridley Scott, he made this one. I think he put in all the stuff he intended to do in the first Gladiator movie, because a lot of people don't remember that Gladiator was the first movie that like transported you to another world. It was crazy. There's a scene in that movie where the first one where they're running out, the gladiators are running into the Colosseum, and the camera pans around them, and the song and the music like, and then like, you know, everyone's cheering. Ah! No one had ever seen that before. Like that was like, wow, how they do that?
So freaking cool, man.
From the rumor is that's the whole reason why there was that fight in the Colosseum in Star Wars Episode 2. The Attack of the Clones. Remember, like the lightsaber battles and he just wanted a bigger Coliseum. He was, I can do it too. You know,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
No, I like it. Considering Ridley Scott saw Star Wars the original one, and that's what made him do Aliens. He's like, I'm gonna go record that and make it awesome.
Yeah, let's make it dark and scary. But Ridley Scott was able to do all the things I think he intended to do with this one, and I like this one. And man, Denzel Washington, you know, he's not bad. I like Denzel Washington.
Oh man, made you hate him so much in this movie.
But it was good. And the evil emperors, you hate them so much too. I don't know.
What you gonna give it? What you gonna give it?
I'm gonna give it a B+. Just because it was good. It did follow a lot of the beats, and it was so hard to follow up to the original one. And I feel like the composer Gregson Williams, I can't quite remember. I'm pretty sure Hans Zimmer just told him, "Don't up me."
Probably
don't even try, because that's why Hans Zimmer said he didn't come back, because he didn't want to be compared to the original, because the original every beat of
it was Harry Gregson Williams.
Yeah, who was actually Hans Zimmer's partner in a lot of movies. Like if you look up the Batman Begins, it's Hans Zimmer and Henry Gregson Williams. He just said to him, "Don't up me. Use the music sparingly," which is fine. But hey, this movie had gladiator matches in the Colosseum on boats and water with sharks. Like
that was freaking awesome.
Yeah, this movie had a lot of great points to it, and Ridley Scott, he's like, what is he, like 89 now? Like how old is Ridley Scott?
No, let's look that up. How old he is? 87 years old. This guy,
and he just made that. He just made like
crazy
one of the best movies of the year, you know. So
nuts, man.
I still say he lost the, like, he was an old dude, you know, in his 60s when he made like the first Gladiator. Like, he was that Oscar was stolen from him. I don't know. Remember they gave Return of the King the Oscar for the trilogy, even though Return of the King was the best one. I don't know. Someone's got to figure out a way to give Ridley Scott a Best Director Oscar, because he's been nominated so many times. I don't think he's ever
at least while he's alive.
Yeah, because now that I think about it, because he also made American Gangster and a lot of other movies. Has Ridley Scott ever won an Oscar? Best everything he's nominated for. List of okay.
Oh, you got Best Picture. Nominee. Nope.
Yeah, he's been nominated 4 times. He has
nominee for The Martian. Nominee for Best Director for Black Hawk Down. Best Director for Gladiator, and Best Director for Thelma and Louise.
Have you seen Black Hawk Down?
Of course, man. It was crazy.
That movie puts you in the battlefield. That movie was intense. That was a nonstop. Bad day.
It's crazy.
Nonstop bad day, which really happened, by the way.
I know.
And I've talked to people who read the book, because when it was hot, like people read the book too, because it was based on the journalist's actual experience in that. And he said that the book was actually way more graphic. He says he was expecting this to be even gorier than that. But that was good. So we got to figure out how to get Ridley Scott an Oscar, not necessarily for Gladiator 2, because I gave it a B. Did I say I gave it a B plus? I gave it a B plus because it was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
check it out. And I think this is another movie that I'm going to probably watch a million times over. And my aunt, she never saw the first one in theaters, but she loves the Gladiator, right? So she saw, wow, so you get to relive a lot of the beats.
Yeah, no, man. dude, I'm gonna be right there with you. I'm gonna give it a B+ too. Like it couldn't match up to the first one. That's just like a crazy thing to even think it could do. But man, it got really close. Like it took you for an adventure. And the place I saw it in was one of the biggest screens I'd ever seen in my life. It felt like an IMAX screen, and it was huge. And it transported you, man. It was crazy seeing the water in the Coliseum. Like, I'm just like, I don't know if this ever happened, but Ridley Scott made it. Probably happened.
So
it was awesome.
So I haven't been to the Coliseum in Rome. I know people who have, and they said that they actually were able to channel water from the river or something into the Coliseum.
They had aqueducts. Remember, they were all
they were able to channel water into it. So, and I was doing some research, and they're saying there were some reports
they flooded with water to host mock naval battles.
Yeah, that there were what do you call it? That there were sharks in there. Like it's all kind of based on legend, you know. So I'll buy it. I like it, but just to get into the spoilers, and I think the spoilers also kind of go back to Alien Romulus and Gladiator II. A lot of people, the haters online, didn't like them because they were too similar to the. Go back from. Was it just Gladiator II? Oh yeah, just Gladiator II. Okay. Because it was too much like the first one, right? But here's the thing: if you look back at the first 3 Back to the Future movies, they're kind of like the exact same movie made like 3 times.
They are
the same.
But they're
beats.
Great.
Yeah, exactly. And even like Terminator 2 has a lot of the same beats as Terminator 1. It's the greatest movie of all time. I'm not a fan of them copying the same movie, but if it's a good movie, I'll enjoy it. If it makes things better.
Yeah.
But when they do the exact same thing, maybe not. But I feel like this movie zigged and zagged in different ways for me enough to like it.
I agree, man.
And a lot of people were complaining about Alien Romulus. But there's like a scene in Alien Romulus where the android goes, "Get away from her, you bitch!" And that's a famous line from Aliens where Sigourney Weaver said that to the Queen, right? And they're like, why would he even say that? You know, it's a different movie. Yeah. But anyway,
so whatever.
There's a scene in Prey, and this is where I go back to talking about Prey, where the native guy, he says, or the main character says, "If it bleeds, we can kill it." He didn't hear Arnold Schwarzenegger say that in 1987. And meanwhile, it's 15 or whatever. No, it's what you say in the moment. You know,
bunch of haters, man.
You guys take it easy. It's a good movie, and I didn't mind Bilbo's stitched in face and the android. You know, it calls back to the original.
Not at all.
It just means that they came out with an android model that's sympathetic to the aliens. But anyway, that has been our hot take. I think. Do you have any other notes you want to say about this quadrilogy of movies?
No, I don't, man. I was excited to watch them all, and it was a good time.
Yeah, so we'll check it out. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Check us out on Twitter, Facebook. We're around. We're still putting out stuff. We're still around. We're still doing what we are. I'm your host, Marc Rubalcaba for Clubhouse Movies Podcast, joined once again by Mr. Abel Pineda. We'll catch you next time.
Woo! Woo!
All right.